You speak from heaven, we call it thunder. You are amazing. You smile from heaven, we call it rainbow. You are amazing. And you look from heaven, we call it sunshine. That's amazing. And you made me in your likeness, super amazing. You are amazing, God.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Onabanjo, my pastor, my fellow doctors, our spiritual fathers, and the public. When I got the invitation, I was told I will be talking on the benefits of early intervention in childbearing delays and the opportunities that are available now. Now, when we say childbearing details, in medical terms, we are basically talking of infertility. So we first need to know what infertility is. Now, infertility is defined as the inability to conceive in a couple after trying for 1 year, having regular and unprotected intercourse. So the words there are regular intercourse, unprotected intercourse, and 1 year. So basically what it means is, in a newly married couple, if you come to us before 1 year and you are complaining that you've not gotten pregnant, we would encourage you to go and keep trying. That's the basic thing. Now, the other thing is, infertility has been on the increase, has been rising over the years. And the issue is why? Why is this happening? This was not something that was happening in the days of our parents or even in the biblical times. It was far and in between when you hear of cases of barrenness in the Bible. But it's been narrowed down to 5 basic things that has happened to man over the years. The first thing is urbanization. There's a lot of environmental pollution going on, either through smoking, pesticides, heavy metals, especially in some particular industries. Industries such as the printing industries and which other industries? The plastic industry. So that's number one. The second thing is, again, our lifestyle. We live a very stressful lifestyle these days. Husband and wife goes to work 5 a.m. in the morning to the island. They're not back until middle of the night. They have to wake up early again. So all these things contribute to reduced libido among couples. The third is infection. Now, if you look at the first 3 things that I've just mentioned now, they are things that one could easily control if one finds his or her ways around it. But there are other 2 reasons, and it's becoming an epidemic, let me put it that way. The 4th reason is age and late marriages. This has become a big issue in modern time. And the reason for that is a lot of people are involuntarily delaying marriage. There's never been a time in the history of man where women are working so hard. And a lot of women are becoming the breadwinners in the family. And we also know that as a woman grows older, the quality and the quantity of her egg starts to drop. And it starts to drop at a very drastic rate from age 35. Someone might ask, what's the best time for a woman to get pregnant? It's simple. Between the ages of 20 and 30 are the peak time of fertility. After 30 years old, things start to go on the downward trend in terms of the eggs. Now, again, the question might be asked, why egg? Why not other organs in the body? The truth of the matter is it affects every organ in the body. As a man, when we were younger, Pastor, I used to have an afro. But as I grew older, the quality and the quantity of my hair started to decrease. It's a natural phenomenon. It happens to the heart, it happens to the kidney, and the rest. So the egg is not an exception. The last reason why infertility is suddenly becoming a rising problem is the most troubling one. And that is part of the reason for this convention. We call it religious dogmatism. There are a lot of people who think that seeking medical help and prayer should be mutually exclusive, like you said, sir. That one is either one or the other. But the truth of the matter is, they can go together. In the little short time I have, I'll quickly explain how one can get pregnant naturally. There are basically 5 requirements. The first requirement is the husband's sperm must be of good quality and of good quantity. That's number 1. The second requirement is a woman must be having a regular period every month in such a way that she can know her fertile period. The third is the inside of the womb of the woman must be able to accept and also to keep a pregnancy. There shouldn't be anything in there that will disrupt pregnancy, whether it's a fibroid, whether it's a polyp, whether it's an adhesion, scar tissue, or infection. The fourth requirement is the fallopian tubes of a woman must be open. And then lastly, the woman must be producing quality eggs that can go through the fallopian tubes and meet with the sperm. If you see any woman or any couple who had gotten pregnant naturally, what it means is all those 5 things happened for them. And the converse is also true. If any woman comes or any couple comes to a doctor and says, we've been trying for pregnancy for 1 year or 2 years, what do you think is responsible? The essence of all investigations is to quickly check out those 5 things. And those 5 things can be checked out usually within a month, sometimes within 2 weeks, enough within 2 days. And you will have an answer straight away, whether there's anything wrong or not. In 10% of women who come or couples who come, we find out that there's nothing wrong. In such situations, we say they have what we call unexplained infertility. Now, quickly, what are the opportunities available? The first opportunity for anyone who is trying to have a child is there's prayer and there's counseling available, especially after knowledge. I've just mentioned a few of the knowledges now, the things you need to quickly check, so you always available. Counseling and prayer is available, and especially in unexplained infertility. To achieve natural conception when nothing has been found, be counseled, pray. Sometimes you might use some fertility boosting drugs, and sometimes you might have to use some supplements. So that's number 1 opportunity. The second opportunity is what we call assisted conceptions. Assisted conception. What I described earlier on was natural conception. Now, assisted conceptions could be things like intrauterine insemination, IVF, ICSI, or intracytoplasmic sperm injection. I think a lot of people do know about that. But where contentions usually arise in assisted conceptions are in issues of surrogacy. And I think I should just briefly talk on surrogacy. There are two types of surrogacy. There's one that is called traditional surrogacy, and there's another one that is called IVF surrogacy. Surrogacy basically means that a third party, a woman, is helping a couple to carry a pregnancy. That is the basic thing. Another word we use is like renting somebody's womb, to help you carry a pregnancy. Traditional surrogacy has gone as far back as in the biblical times. And if you look at the example of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar, what happened in that encounter was traditional surrogacy. And you can find that in Genesis 16, 1 to 16. It also happened with Rachel, Bilhah, and Jacob in Genesis 30, 1 to 8. What happened in that situation again was traditional surrogacy. So it has biblical precedent. What happens in IVF surrogacy is the woman's egg and the man's sperm is mixed in the laboratory to form embryo, but for whatever reason that the woman cannot carry the pregnancy, a surrogate helps them in carrying the pregnancy. The surrogate that helped in IVF surrogacy has no genetic input into the baby she's carrying. So that's surrogacy. Now, to quickly round up, because I'm getting carried away suddenly. The third option is the most fascinating option that I found in my many years of fertility treatment. Anytime I read the passage in the Bible that none shall be barren in the land, I sometimes wonder what God really meant by that. Until it suddenly occurred to me at some point in time that there are a lot of babies that God has given man all over the planet. And that's where the issue of adoption comes in. There are babies for everybody that is looking for baby in this world. God has made his promise, and the promise stands. And so when you look in the Bible again, you would see something about adoption. There's something special about adoption to God. Moses was adopted, was an adopted child by Pharaoh's daughter. That is in Exodus 2, 1 to 10, 1/10 rather. Esther was adopted by her cousin, Mordecai, in Esther 2:7 as well. And God's only begotten son, Jesus, was adopted by Joseph. And I kept wondering, what's about adoption and God, And the icing on the cake, Pastor, is we Christians are adopted sons and daughters of God through Christ Jesus. So there's something about adoption. So that's the third one. And I think I'll have to give my other consultants an opportunity. But please, if there's anything to take away from the little I've said, prayer and seeking medical help are not mutually exclusive. Thank you very much, Pastor.
Let's give him a round of applause. Come on. Please, we need your very, very intense and rapt attention, because we are going to have question and answer time that you are going to, ask your questions.